Hi, Ben here with Amtex Equipment. This is a video, an instructional video showing you how to run your new 2011 Inferno, which this unit, as you know, it comes in 20 horse, 25 horse, or 30 horse. However, the instructional procedure, how to run the system, is all same. As far as running the system, one of the areas you always want to make a habit is checking your oil level. Your oil dipstick for the engine is in the back. By pulling it out and cleaning it, you should be able to see oil level not higher than the fuel level, and that means you have 2 quarts of 10W30 already in the engine. You can get this one in, very good, and make sure that you have it nicely in. Now, another areas that you always check, a weekly check, is your high pro pump. If you reach back here and unscrew this dipstick, you should be able to get it out. What I do, I normally touch the end of the dipstick. If I have a droplet of oil, that means I'm safe. Again, this one, you make sure that you nicely secure it in. Now, when it comes to the blower on the top, which is your vacuum system, you do have a fill area, you have a level, and you have drainage. Every few months, every 2 or 3 months, it's good to kind of open the plug and make sure that you do have enough gear oil in there, which you use 80W90 for the blower. Your pump will take a straight 30, and of course the engine will be 10W30. Now, before we start, you want to make sure that there's a small droplet of water coming into the tank, just like any other unit that we have. By you allowing a small amount of water coming into the tank, which is coming in from this ball valve here, it allows a small amount of water to be extracted from the head of the pump and the regulator in the front to prevent them from damaging themselves. So you always want to make sure when you want to start off the machine, right before you start it, you go ahead and listen to that dripping for the tank. If it's stopped, just kind of readjust it. It will be one of the safest ways to run this system. Now, as I mentioned in my prior videos, there is no need for you to run this system anywhere over 2900. What we're going to do, we're going to run it for 2900. One of the first things you do, of course, after you do your oil check, make sure your dripper valve is running okay. You're going to go ahead and start the system, and then we're going to increase our, you're going to let it run for about a few seconds to kind of loosen up. Then from there, you're going to increase the RPM to the desired speed, which is 2900. And then at that moment, you allow the machine to run about 90 seconds or a couple of minutes for it to kind of charge up its heating system, which is the 2 heaters on one on each side. That way, the machine is going to be about 2 minutes ahead of you making hot water. So what I have done, I've already went ahead and run the system for about a couple of minutes prior to taking the video, so you don't have to wait around. We're going to go and clean a section of the carpet, then we come back out and show you how to shut down the machine correctly. As far as starting it, or before we go any further, if you notice, I don't know if you noticed in the prior video, we did brought up to you that there is an optional package that we can put up, which is a freshwater setup. Consists of plumbing, a 12 DC pump with all the wirings, and an expansion tank. Now, either way, you can supply this machine with water from a garden hose, which connects itself to the water inlet, or you can simply use the hose that comes from the expansion tank and connect it instead of the garden hose and use a freshwater tank. This is in case if you're going to be using the machine for the properties that don't have running water. So, as far as the sodding system, just like the other Infernos, make sure these 2 levers, which the upper one is your choke handle and the lower one is your throttle, all the way to the right. As you turn the key on, you should have 2 bright lights coming on. Yellow light indicates that your system is on, and of course, if you got a bright green light, that indicates that you have a good amount of incoming water coming in through the garden hose. Your other hoses, they need to be hooked up, like your vacuum hose and your pressure hose. There is a bypass valve at the one that needs to be in a shut off position, that way you don't flood the carpet. Now, you do have a valve in the front, just like our other units. If you're ever going to do cleaning of carpet, upholsteries, and tile and grout, have it closed. And if you ever want to use the machine to do water extraction, simply either have it mid open or full open. That way you do not overheat the system. Now, we're going to go ahead and secure this. To start the system is very simple. From the rest position, your throttle, just take it about 3/4 inch to the left, move the choke all the way to the left. As you're cranking the engine, open the choke, take a look. Well, like I said, you always let the machine run for a few seconds to kind of loosen up. You don't want to shock the system because you want to allow the oil to start traveling around the engine block. And next thing you're going to do, you're going to increase the RPM, just like the prior videos. You use your 4 fingers as a support and use your thumb. And by moving the throttle to the left, take a look at your tachometer and set it at 2900. Just like the other videos, it does 2 things. First of all, it gets the hot water to you quick by opening it, and also in case if you ever want to put the wand down for extended amount of time, it's always good to kind of slightly open it. Right, what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and open it and get the hot water to roll to us. And you're going to see the sound of the vacuum will change. We're going to start feeling for heat. It's going to get to the point that you cannot hold on anymore. The more you open it, the faster the hot water gets. There you go. Now, always also remember, never suffocate the machine. If you're not using the wand, have it upside down. Allow the wand to breathe. And also have this slightly open. Just in case if you're going to be away from the machine for about 3 or 4 minutes and you don't realize when you're going to be coming back, it's always good to kind of slightly open it. That way the machine will start discharging hot water and keep itself cool till you come back. Now, we're going to go ahead and shut it. And we're going to start cleaning. Now, since you have a very large blower on this, you want to do few strokes of cleaning. Lift up your wand, allow the wand to breathe, which allows the machine to take a gulp of air in to run smoother, and then go for the next smooth. Let's go. There we go. See what I'm doing as I come back? As I'm coming back, I kind of lift it and I go. And this way also allows you kind of moderate type of suction so you don't get stuck to the floor. And if you look at my left hand, as the one comes back, I catch it and it goes, there you go. Okay, let's say this is the end of the job. We're going to be going out to do the shut-off. Remember, we used to use this to cool off the system while we were working. Since we're going outside to go do the shut-off, there is no reason for you to leave this open, because once the machine shuts off, since there is no suction to take the water away, you notice right here, since there is no suction to take the water away, you're going to end up flooding the carpet. So we're going to go ahead and put the one upside down. We're going to go to the machine. We're going to do 4 steps. First, we're going to lower the RPM. Second, we're going to open the front bypass and allow all of our hot water to go away. Third, we allow the system to run for about a few seconds for it to cool itself off. And the 4th step would be increase the RPM. If you want to do the lubrication, fine. As long as it's not the last job, that would be fine. But if it's the last job of the day, definitely do some lubricant into your blower intake. Let's go. open this, and the spray WD-40 in here, you notice it's suction. And right before you shut down, increase the RPM first. And you're done. Again, this is a very simple machine. Make sure you do your oil checks. Make sure this is a living machine. Make sure it breathes. Do not suffocate the machine. And also remember, it is Inferno. It is nothing but hot. So you're the one that's going to be in charge of the controlling the heat. Faster you run the machine, hotter it gets. Slower you run the machine, cooler it runs. Anyway, this was the instructional video that I put out for you. However, our technical assistant line is open 24 hours. You're more welcome to call us if you run into any kind of confusion or if you need any kind of technical help. I want to thank you for your time, and I look forward to see you in near future videos.